Hey there, it's Wayfair here, where delivery and setup are as easy as a few taps on your phone. You're relaxing in an old hammock, scrolling Wayfair's app, when you spot it, a brand new patio set. Next thing you know, Wayfair delivers it right to your patio and sets it up. Oh, you need a new grill too? All right, Wayfair's got you covered. With Wayfair's Room of Choice delivery and fast expert setup on qualifying orders, life gets a little easier. Visit wayfair.com or the Wayfair app.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Welcome to the Black Tax. There's an African proverb that says, "A man who hangs around a beautiful girl without speaking his intentions ends up fetching water for a guest at her wedding." I'm often judged about not having the best intentions for people. Not that I don't, because I do, but they didn't get what they wanted, and therefore they think my intentions were not honest. When you know your intentions are pure, you don't care if they never speak to you again. I have roads that I have walked past, burnt, destroyed, because their intentions were not pure. What they wanted was an assistant. What they wanted was a gopher. What they wanted was somebody to do all the work and let them take the glory. In 2015, I was a producer on a play, a musical, Invisible Life by Elin Harris. Music by Ashford and Simpson. And I was excited because I had read the book when I was in law school, and it really wasn't a book. It was a Xerox copy of a book that everybody was sharing and passing around. It was an amazing story, and it opened my eyes to a lot of things. And I was like, wow, this is great. This is great storytelling. And when I had the opportunity to be a producer on it with somebody who was very narcissistic, who didn't understand theater or how it worked or story or design or how to make the audience engaged, but had a singular focus, we clashed. The event, the musical, was at the Apollo Theater. It was sold out for a week, got the worst reviews because the individual wanted to be the star. Not the show, not the book, but he wanted the accolades for it. But that takes work. And my intentions were to make sure that it shined, not him, but it shined. And as a producer, pulling in whatever I could pull in, favors, clothing, design, whatever it took, I was willing to do until I wasn't. Because my intention was to make it a success. My intention was to put my thumb on the scale so that my new skill sets as a director, as a producer of theater productions would continue to grow. There was one thing I didn't realize with him when I was a producer for the 50th anniversary of A Soldier's Play. My intentions were to put our collective foot forward. The artwork, the social media campaign, all of it. My job was to ensure that as a producer, as a marketer, as a promoter, the many, many hats that I wear, as an assistant costume designer, all of those hats that I've worn were to make sure that this was a grounding success so we could grow audiences and we can move the show where it needed to move. Well. My intentions were met with, you ain't shit. My intentions were met, you don't know shit. My intentions was the problem because I cared too fucking much. And because they felt that I was going to outshine them, which I don't understand, they did what they needed to do to destroy me. And listen, I've been here before. People will say what they want to say. I had an agent in California tell me that I had to choose between a legal business and legal affair person or I wanted to be a writer, and that I needed his fucking permission to do either or. And when I was like, okay, here's going to be my intention. You all have cease and desist letters. You can't use any of the shows. Anything you create from the show in the cease and desist letter that I wrote to them would be a deviated work, which means I would still be entitled to the control of the copyright, the control of the material, and how the material is going to be perceived. The show never went anywhere. Guess what? I still own the show. My intentions is to make money. My intentions is to pull people up, and collectively we move together. I'm a guy who believes all boats rise when we all work together. But most people only want their boats to rise without doing any work. They want the ease, not the pain. Colleague I ran into, well, I'm in my writing space for the past 5 months, wanted to do a show. And I'm not sure if I talked about this, but if I did, I apologize. And I knew I couldn't help her. But what I could do was create the show, give her the instructions how to shoot the show, give her an cue by cue sheet, give her everything she needed to do for the show. So then she just had to do the bare minimum. I said to her, I want a created by credit and I want a producer's credit. If Hulu picks it up, those are the things that I need. She said, fine. She was like, well, why would you're going to be a part of this? And I was like, I can't. This is as far as I can go. My intentions were to put you on the road to success. What I got was, I don't want to do this by myself. I need you. I can't do this. I'm tired of doing things by myself. And I said, you know what? I am tired of doing things by myself as well. But you know what? I got to do it. I got to get it done. That's why I have 20 shows, pilots written, outlined for 7 seasons done. That's why my miniseries, 22 episodes, is done. That's why my articles on the color of my politics on Medium are done. I have articles all the way to January done. But my intentions is to educate. My intentions is to put you on the right road. My intention with this podcast is to make sure that the people who are listening to this fucking podcast learn something. My black people, my black family, my cousins. Y'all is my cousins from other mothers and fathers. My job is to ensure that you are on the right path. Those are my pure intentions. If I make money from it, cool. If I don't, cool, because my words linger. My presence linger. My intention is to be a voice that gives you inspiration to fucking move forward. And the motherfuckers who don't take that for what that is, fuck them. You are a voice to be reckoned with, and your intentions are pure when you help people. But some motherfuckers don't want the help. They want you to be the solution to the problem they don't want to do. And because they want that, their intentions are unclean. Their intentions are piss poor. They are users. But as long as you know your intentions were pure to be helpful to them, that's all that matters. How they feel about that, because they didn't get their way, fuck them. They want to walk, let them walk. Because 1 thing's for certain and 2 things are for sure. I tell people this all the fucking time. You will come back to me. Trust me and believe you will have to come back and see me. Now, that may sound very arrogant. That may sound very like this motherfucker is full of himself. I can be. But I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm doing. And people will let time slip by and they will let other things go and they'll try to regurgitate or re-imitate or redevelop what I have done. If I've sent them a deck, or if I've sent them something, I've had somebody take a deck that I wrote for a private placement memorandum, a deck, not the private placement memorandum itself, and then try to raise money on it, and then came back to me and was like, oh, this is bullshit. What did you give me? This doesn't work. What do you mean doesn't work? I gave it to some investors and they were asking for the full plan. You gave me the full plan. No, I didn't. I gave you an outline of the full plan. I'm never going to give anybody the full plan. That shit took me months to write. I'm not going to just give it away willy-nilly. See, they thought they could take the shortcut. But savvy investors They're going to want to see the whole plan. They're going to want to see the business plan. They're going to want to see the work. They're going to see the numbers. They want to cross-reference. They want to understand what the cross-collateralization is going to be for them to get their money back, how they're going to get their money back. All that has to be involved in what you do. But people will take pieces of what I give them and try to raise capital without me and then have to come back to me. My intentions were to show you what you needed. Your intention was to take it and leave me in the dust so I can walk away from you. And when I tell you I walk away from motherfuckers, my cutoff game is real. Because my intention from the beginning was honest. And I saw your evil. And I saw your intentions were unpure, and I walked the fuck away. My intentions are always going to be honest. I'm a straight shooter. Yes, I've learned how to couch how I say things, because I'm told I can say things a little vicious. And I tell people all the time, I don't think you really understand. What I tell you is not how I really feel. I tell you in the polite way, because if I told you how I really felt about the situation, I'll make you cry. I know my superpowers. I understand what they are. But that doesn't mean I use them for good or for bad. That just means you know where they are. You know how to de-escalate certain situations, and you know how to walk away. Because when you walk away from the bullshit, you know your intentions were good. And if they took it a different way, you can't change that. And no amount of explaining, no amount of excuses, none of that is going to change their mind. There's one thing my dad made sure I was very clear of, and there are many things, but this in particular: never deny or defend your position. Because people who deny what you are doing and you are constantly trying to defend it is problematic, because they've already made up their mind what it is. And no amount of explaining is going to change their mind. So it's a waste of energy, waste of your time, and a waste of your intention. Your intention is precious. Your intention is a diamond that you have to hold on to. And the tighter you hold on to it, the more fierce you'll fight to maintain it. When you know your intention is pure, you don't care if they never speak to you again. See, that's peace. That's calm. That's joy. That's where you should be. So, intentions are how I'm going to end this season's podcast. I want you guys to look back over the year and look at the intentions that you started the year with and where they are today. I want you to think about the new year and what it will bring, what changes you can make, what goals you can seek. Because during this holiday season, you get to decide and build and brand what you want, what your intentions will be for 2026. I thank you. I wish you the best during your holiday season. And may the new year bring you happiness, joy, abundance, with intentions of being the greatest person you could ever be. Stay woke. We out.